It's funny, right? Because our tax dollars go towards cleaning services, and yet still dirty. And Japan probably has lower taxes than Canada, but they take it upon themselves to clean it up.
Yeah.
Lower taxes, cleaner. What the hell? Because they have toilets there, so you don't have to pee outside.
I just wish that I could bring this culture to other places in the world.
神道で特に思うのが八百万の神様、簡単に言うと全てのものに対して神様がいるよっていう考え方。そう、そのメロンパンにも神様いる。今日は海外が驚く日本が綺麗な理由について話してみるよ。
Let's find out!
こんにちは、全人類と友達になるところ僕がミスターです。そして
俺です。
あのです。
シャワー浴びたバイロンです。クリーン。
心は
どうか。今日のテーマは海外が驚く日本が綺麗な理由について。
Oh yeah, why is it so clean?
バイロンとかね、アナとかと街頭インタビュー海外の人にさせてもらってるんだけど、日本どんなところが好きですかって言ったら街がすっごい綺麗なとこだと。今日はね、外国人の目線から見てなんで日本が綺麗だと思うのかっていうのをみんなで意見出し合ってきたんで、それを話していきたいと思います。
That's what we wanna do.
それでは行ってみましょう。1個目の理由、学校で掃除をする。
Yeah. Hashtag not my responsibility.
Yeah.
いや、それはアメリカな。
Yeah.
So I feel like that's probably typical everywhere except Japan.
日本は当番があって自分たちで部屋、廊下、トイレ掃除するんだけど、みんなの国ではどうしてるんだったっけ？
I ain't
Not
doing
touching
that.
yeah.
I ain't doing that. There's a person named the janitor who's everybody's best friends with.
Oh
actually,
yeah,
at
yeah,
our
he's the
school.
sickest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
Is the
so
person named janitor?
Yeah,
Yes.
Mr. Janitor.
Mr. Janitor.
Wow. Well, I mean, at my school we had a Mr. Smith, and he was the coolest guy.
Yeah.
He had like a 80s rock and roll haircut. He had a piercing, and he had like a handlebar mustache. And he walked around, his sleeves rolled up, and he's like Jack, and he's like, "What's up, kids?" He's awesome.
清掃員さんがいるんだよね、みんなの国の学校にはね。だから自分たちで掃除はしないと。それはね、まあわかるんだけど、なんで学校で掃除をすることが日本が綺麗なことにつながると思うの？
教育っていうか、
That's the thing. I mean, like, if you think about it, all adults are just pretending as little children. So we all learn when we're kids to clean up after ourselves as adults, right? Is that not why we have education? To pretty much teach the kids on how to behave in society, right? And so me and Aaron, we're just taught to not clean.
So the education system has failed us.
Yes.
And so we come to Japan
Yes.
and wreak havoc upon the system.
Correct.
And deportation.
Yes. I always throw my trash on the floor.
Some will deal with it.
Yes. Just kidding. I'm
僕はね
just kidding.
許してないんで大丈夫です。
I guess like on a serious note, like the things you learn in school, drills in your mind. Okay, your space, you have to take care of your own space, but not only that, you have to take care of your neighbor's space as well. Right? And so the things you learn in school then gets transferred to outside of the classroom, outside of school. So you realize that sure, you are responsible for your own apartment or your own house or whatever, but you have to take care of how your behavior is affecting other people around you, right? So if you are, say, a bad neighbor and just leave your trash out in the front yard or like outside out in front of your house, or like throw trash out like on non-collection days, that'll cause meiwaku for everyone around you, right? But you learn in school not do that, right? Because that's the type of thing that you learn in school, right? So it's not just learning about math, history, English, or whatever. It's about how to conduct yourself as a functioning human in Japanese society.
Yeah.
本当そうだね。家とか自分の部屋は綺麗にするじゃん、みんな。でも公共の場所を綺麗にするっていう教育を受けてないから、そこに対しての意識はちょっと薄くなるよね、どうしても。
Like in Japan, because you have that kind of 教育 that you have to keep clean not only your own place inside your home, but also places like your school that everyone uses. It becomes a habit that sticks with you into adulthood as well. And that's why in Japan, anyone who uses a public space uses it cleanly.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
True.
And
Very
even
true.
and it transfers to like other places too, like in restaurants. They often have like the henkyakuguchi, right? So where you put your tray back to
There's a
the,
rack.
the slot or whatever.
Yeah.
But like 1,000 overseas, like no one would follow that, right?
Yeah.
そう。
Yeah, and you'd be like, I'm not. It's your responsibility to clean this up,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like even in McDonald's, maybe they have like a place where you can put your tray or whatever. But like in most restaurants, you just leave it there and leave.
Yeah, you leave the tray there, and then somebody else does it. The jacked janitor with like the big
Mr.
dragon
Smith,
tattoo,
yeah, yeah,
Mr.
yeah.
Smith, handlebar mustache,
Yeah.
takes it.
In Romania, it would be one person that goes around and just picks up the trays from the table.
Oh,
Like
That
a
everyone-
babushka with a hood, like.
Oh,
Like that?
man.
Sometimes, yeah.
Every mall has a babushka.
I see.
Yeah,
I see.
ということで、学校で掃除をするでした。次、コンビニがどこにでもある。
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh. いや、
oh.
これわかんないよ。なんでコンビニがあったら街が綺麗なのとどう関係がある？
I think that the biggest point for the konbini is the toilet. Because they have toilets there, so you don't have to pee outside on the
That's true.
street.
That's true.
When I went back home to Canada last time, if you're walking around, there's no public toilets anywhere. Nowhere. And so even if you go into a store, they'll be like, no, customers only kind of thing to buy something, right? But at least in convenience stores, most of the time you can use the toilet there, right? And it's usually well maintained, it's pretty clean, right? But because, you know, in North America, we don't have convenience stores in the same way. You can't just use the bathroom anywhere. And because there's convenience stores all over the place, there's basically a bathroom close by. But in North America, if there's no convenience store, no toilet, you end up just finding a spot outside, and that just makes things obviously very gross. And like in Europe, they have public toilets, but you have to pay.
Yeah.
Like that's a barrier to, like, I don't want to pay 50 euro cents to use the toilet. That's insane.
Let me paint you a picture of what it feels like to go to the bathroom in a Kaigai konbini. Right?
Oh yeah.
Ding, ding, ding. You go in the konbini. Hi, I'd like to use the bathroom. Yeah, oh yeah. Just and then they fumble
Oh,
like
yeah,
to
yeah.
find like a key. It's attached to this long
it's a huge
keychain,
thing, yeah.
huge thing with a small little key. Yeah, you're gonna go around out the back to that dark area, and you're gonna make a left, and then on the left there's this really dark door. Like, go ahead and just use the key there. Yeah, and then return the key when you're done. Right? Okay. And then, you know, I go outside, it's really cold, really
The
stinky.
dumpster's right by the side.
Yeah, exactly. I open the bathroom. You know, sometimes the light doesn't work.
Yeah.
Right? I'm
Or
like, okay. Flickers. And then on the ground, you don't even want me to describe what's on the ground.
Just grim.
Yeah, just very grim. Like, how did you
Yeah.
miss?
The amount of times they clean the toilet is probably not that frequent.
No.
And so I think most of the time people just end up going to the bathroom outside.
道でやっちゃう人も多い
Yeah,
ってことね。
yeah, 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 yeah.
まずトイレがただかただじゃないかって確かに大きいよね。
Of course, yeah, yeah.
で、プラス日本のコンビニのトイレっていつもめっちゃ綺麗じゃない？
そう
Oh,
で
it's
す。
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Incredible, yeah, yeah.
I feel safe.
The lights always work, you know.
Yes, yes, I feel at peace. You know, there's a little compartment for me to sanitize the seats and washlet.
いや、
Yeah, yeah.
そうね。
Washlet.
なんでさ、アメリカのコンビニとかの人は掃除しない？
Because everyone
It's
knows
not
what
their
to
job.
do.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
That's dirty.
There's
だから
no-
さっきの学校の教育みたいなのがやっぱここでも関係してるんだろうね。コンビニで働くって考えたら絶対トイレの掃除も一緒なのよ。
Yeah, yeah.
なんかそこ切り離されてない日本人は。
It seems to me that like at school, you're taught that you have to do the things you don't want to do, right? Which includes cleaning toilets and stuff like that, right? But we don't have that education in North America. And so like, if you get a job and say you work at like a fast food restaurant or a convenience store, it's like, yeah, I'll do the cash register, but I won't do anything else. I don't want
Yeah,
to do
exactly.
anything else kind of thing.
They won't be a happy camper about it. They'll just plug their
Yeah.
nose the whole time. And
Yeah,
then-
it's like clean it like this.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, like in the toilets too, they'll just be like very like tekito. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah, they
yeah.
don't. And it's like, yeah, this
Yeah.
will work. I just don't want to do it anymore.
Right,
so I'll
right.
just say this works.
ちょっとトイレの話はここら辺にしといて、他にさコンビニがあることで綺麗になるなって思うことあったりする？
いや、多分ゴミ箱はあるんじゃないかと思って日本ね。
ああ、どこにでもね。
そうそうそうそう。
みんなの国ゴミ箱。
Well, yeah, that's the weird part,
the
right?
paradox,
like,
right?
yeah, because we have trash cans everywhere in the United States. I was so surprised to go to Hawaii and see like a trash can at like every street light. I was like, oh, I can throw away my trash? Oh man, I don't have to put it in my pocket anymore, and I just put it there, right? But you know, in the grand scheme of things, we have significantly more trash on the floor.
Yeah.
Even though
Yeah.
that we have gomibako at every corner, right? And it's very accessible. But because of the fact that nobody wants to dirty the street and everybody has this culture to bring trash with them until they get to some gomibako, which is usually located at konbini, then it's cleaner, right? But that is due to Japanese society teaching people like that. Because if you had the same exact situation inside the States, like, oh, we only have gomibako at the konbini, there's still going to be trash on the floor.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It's because Japanese is built like that.
Yeah,
It's built like that. That's the reason why gomibakos at konbini works.
It's like which is first though, right? It's
Right.
Like, because they have accessible trash bins, or they have like set collection points at like konbini, right, where you can put your garbage, or is it because like there's something inherent about the Japanese psychology that makes it so that you'll want to bring your garbage to konbini or bring it home or something like that? It's like which comes first, right?
Right.
I mean, people when they see there's a trash can on the streets, people tend to throw. But then once the trash can is being filled, and no one's going to change it, and people are just going to like what you said before, the stacking game. Put it on it, and it looks terrible. And when it fell down, everything spread around, and it looks dirty. Then people just start throwing on the ground.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
But in Japan, you wouldn't find the trash can. They wouldn't find a dirty place for them to legitly throw their rubbish.
Yeah.
If a dirty place is there already, it's like me adding one more isn't going to.
It doesn't make any difference.
Right.
But I guess like konbini too, right? Like if you throw your trash at the konbini, they have workers there all the time changing it out all the time, right?
Yeah.
So.
I think in the States, like, there's two reasons why people like to throw their trash outside. Because you have basketball fans and you have Tetris fans, right? People are playing basketball, they want, 2 points, onigiri, oh, I missed. I missed, Kobe, wow.
Oh, too bad I missed.
Right? Oh, too bad I missed, I guess
walk away,
Right, exactly, I lost, oh man. And then you have people who also enjoy Tetris, right? And like earlier, Paul was talking about how there's this game in the States. And especially, you play with your roommates, right?
Yeah.
And it's called garbage Tetris. And the thing that happens is like, nobody wants to take out the garbage, right? So what you do is that you have the gomibako, the universal gomibako inside of the house. And sometimes it gets completely full, right? And so you put your trash, and then the person to put their trash on and it falls, that person has to take out the garbage. And that is called trash Tetris. する日本
しません。多分バスケの方は冗談だと思うんだよ。テトリスは多分本当だ。確かにめっちゃ綺麗なところを汚すのって少し勇気いるけど、汚れちゃってたらまあいいかなってなる気持ちもわかるよね。どっちが先かみたいな感じで。ということでコンビニがあるでした。次、町内会の清掃がある。
Oh. You mean like the samurais in Shibuya who were like, they wore like this bamboo hat and then they have like a sword but it's actually like a...
Oh yeah.
結構それは特殊なやつかな。まあでも本当に町内会で半年に1回とか集まって、そこに住んでる人たちはゴミを拾ったりとか、木を切ったりとか。
Oh, really?
そうそう。
That's cool. I want to do that.
公園きれいにしたりとか、よくやったりするね、日本は。何
So those are like organizations or like people who get paid to do that? Or
いや違う違う。もうそこに住む人たちがこの日に集まりましょうって言って、ペッて集まって掃除する。
Oh, so they live there.
会社もやります。
I don't think that it's like the people who live around there, but like what's more prominent inside the States is volunteer. Yeah, it's volunteer work. So there's like these big volunteer organizations, like for example, there's like Lions Club, there's Kiwanis, there's like Rotary, and then there's also like UNICEF and stuff like that. There's a lot of different organizations that get together and they do like park cleanups, beach cleanups, or even like my parents, they're just like, hey, our neighborhood's a little dirty, and they take it upon themselves to like pick up the trash in the area. But there's no kind of system where people who live together get together and actually clean up the place. Yeah, there's none of like that. There's no system like that inside of the States. But there are a great number of volunteer organizations that do that. And those are people who specifically want to help the community.
Right. I think a lot of the mindset in North America is like very inward looking. It's like, I will take care of this one square that is my property, but if there's garbage on this that's past this line, I'm not gonna touch it. It's your problem kind of thing.
Yeah.
日本人の考えは自分が住んでる場所で自分もそこに住まわせてもらってるから綺麗にみんなでしないとねみたいなの結構ある かな。であとは町内会だけじゃなくて商店街のお店で働いてる人とかがその商店街きれいにしたりとかもあると思う。自分のお店の前と隣の店くらいはきれいにしてるイメージがある。
Oh, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I have like the property mindset, like Aaron. Like this, here are the parameters of my house, and I will clean within the parameters of my house. But as soon as it goes past this line that's on the road, that's not my problem. Nope.
それでも誰が掃除する？もうガバメントしかないってこと？
Right, like the garbage person. Like there's like there's like street cleaners that come, and like there's these big cars with like these big brushes, and then they go. Yeah, like there's like these signs in America where it says like street cleaning Monday and Tuesday. Don't park here from 2 to 6, and if you park there, then you get fined. 罰金取られる。Yeah.
あ、だから日本は、まあ僕がね住んでた田舎はだけど。そういうのを週何回もとか絶対なくて、みんなで基本はきれいにしましょう。もしかしたらたまにその政府というか、まあ、ガバメント、国とか市がやってる清掃が来たのかもしれないけど、ほぼない。だから自分たちでそこはきれいにしようって決まりだった。街とかはちょっっと違うかもしれないよね。東京の駅とか大阪の駅とかは違うかもしれないけど、まあ、住んでた田舎はそうだったよね。
It's funny, right? Because our tax dollars go towards cleaning services, and yet still dirty.
True.
And Japan probably has lower taxes than Canada, but they take it upon themselves to clean it up.
Yeah.
Lower taxes, cleaner. What the hell?
マレーシアは町内会みたいな感じはまああるんだけど、あんまり参加する人はそんなに多くない。
Yeah.
日本はね、同調圧力あります。街をきれいにするって意味ではいいことだよね。ということで、町内会の清掃があるでした。次、責任のエリアが広い。
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I think the other interesting thing is like how Japanese cities or communities are kind of made up to begin with. We live in cities. All of us live in cities. So I'll talk about cities for now. But like Japanese cities are especially dense, like really dense compared to North American cities or suburbs. And so I think it's really easy to kind of fool yourself into thinking that if there's more people crammed in a single area, there's going to be more garbage concentrated in a single area, right? If people have the North American mindset of just like throwing the trash everywhere, right? But if anything, it kind of has the opposite effect that because you're so crammed together, if one person throws their trash, it'll affect 5 other people around you, right? So everyone has to work together to clean up their own trash and the trash that's around them, or clean up the area that they live in around them, just to make it more pleasant for everyone else, I guess, right?
Because if they don't do that, then everybody can't survive on the island.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And that's from way long ago, right? So you're gonna have this wide space like America, like even if I throw the trash on the ground, it's not gonna affect the 5 people around
Exactly,
me,
yeah.
right? But then in Japan, like we're not gonna survive unless we all work together to make our convenience stores like really small. If we make our buildings like this, if nobody's throwing trash on the ground, right? Like Japan works because everybody is working together to work with the space in which they have, right? Because they don't have the luxury of being as big as like let's say like North America, right?
Right. I think the other thing too is like how cities are kind of designed. So in Canada at least, there's a very obvious like business district. There's a suburban like living quarter. There's like industrial section. Like the cities are very much divided up. And so let's say the 5 of us all live in the living quarter, but we all go to work in the business district. But if we go to the business district, we can like throw trash or whatever around here, make it dirty, but we can soon leave and to go to retreat, escape back to the living quarter, and that sense of responsibility isn't there anymore because it's not my space. Right. And so I think in Japan, there's not really a big concept of like private and public space. Everything is kind of like your own space. Everything is public space, right?
Our space.
It's our space, yeah. But in North America, the mindset is, this is my property, I will take care of this property, but the public space is not my responsibility. So even if I do cause, meiwaku to other people, it's the government's responsibility to take care of it, not mine. So I'm going to make it dirty and then retreat back to my area kind of thing.
Correct.
なんかだから結構海外でさ有名になってたのがサッカーワールドカップがあって日本人の観戦してた人が 終わった後にみんなで席をこう綺麗にして、で海外でもうなんでこんなことしてんのすごいなっていう話が出たと思うけど、半分理解できるのよ。あそこまで僕もできるかって言われたらちょっと自信ないけど、でも責任のねこのエリアとしては自分が1回でも関わった場所、行ったことある場所だったら、そこは自分のレスポンシビリティみたいなのがちょっとあるよね、だから綺麗にしようって思ったりするよね。まあ僕が最近思うのは日本と、まあ、欧米の違いって、日本ってコミュニティに対してプライド持ってる気がする、で欧米は個人に対してプライド持ってると思う。そう例えばねアメリカ人とかはアメリカって医療制度良くなくて肥満の人多いよねとかって言われても怒らないと思う、あんまり、まあそうだよね、アメリカそうだよね、で日本はでも同じような感じで、その日本のコミュニティとか制度外国人から言われたらちょっとムってする人多いと思う、でそれはなんでかっていうと、怒るとか気にかけられる量の総量は一緒なんだけど、それの割合がコミュニティに多くなってるか、個人に多くなってるかが違うんじゃないかなと思ってて、でまあそういう話で言うと僕ら、まあ、日本人はコミュニティの方に個人よりも重きを置いてるから、そこが綺麗になるようにっていう風なアイデアはあるよね。
You figured it out.
いい話しちゃいました。
You found out.
じゃあこれで終わろうか。
みんなが使う場所をきれいにするっていう点ではめっちゃいいことよね、まあ、その代わりでも自分の時間は削られてるわけだから、だからその自分のことだけ考えちゃったらちょっとあんま良くないことだけど、どこから見るかよね。
I guess like in overseas it's kind of like everyone has a very clearly defined role, right? So like my role, if we all go to like a soccer stadium or something like that, our role is
to be entertained,
to
view the soccer game, to enjoy my beer and my popcorn, and proceed to throw it at the losing team.
you suck.
You suck.
Typical behavior, right?
Yes.
But it's like our role is to enjoy this time, right? And so it's not my responsibility to clean this up because we paid to be here, kind of thing. Right?
Yes.
面白い。
Is kind of thinking I don't do that.
Yeah.
I don't do that. But.
And I learned that from school. That's not my job.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
It's not
because
my job.
they often teach you in school, right? Like you have to be your own individual person, right? You have to think for yourself and take care of yourself, not necessarily take care of your community, kind of thing, right? I think the emphasis is a bit different, and so I think maybe in North America they teach you to be a self-sufficient person without having to rely on other people. But I think here it's kind of like, no, you have to be a team player type of thing. I think it's the education, what pedagogy, if you want to call it.
Yeah.
であともう一個思うのは、まあ、日本がね素晴らしいだけで終わらせたくなくて、アメリカとか、まあ、カナダも多民族国家じゃん、だから多分コミュニティを大切にしようとして綺麗にしようと一人がしたとしても、別のコミュニティの民族の人とかは汚したりした時に
You're just gonna get taken advantage of, because one of the reasons Japan just works so well, it's kind of thanks to the fact that everyone has the same collective mindset of
そうそうそう、
90%, 99% Japanese, right? It's usually the same way.
Let's like 綺麗にする and 綺麗に使おう. But if you were to do that in Kaigai and you are the only person who is trying their best to like keep the streets clean and everything, you are just gonna be, oh, so you're the one who cleans, right? And everyone else will expect you to do everything for them.
Your community or your identity is going to be relegated to cleaner.
Yeah.
I mean, that's extreme, but...
それは損しちゃうってことよね、でも日本は自分がしたら他の人もしないとって思って返してくれるから、それでこういい感じになるけど、そういうことがアメリカでやっちゃうと怒るからっていうのもあると思うよね、そこはね日本人には多分分かんない考え方だと思うから、
But I think it's I think the other important thing is like how much living on an island affects how you think about things, right? Because in North America, Canada is a massive country. It's very easy just to like run away from your problem. It's not mine anymore. I'm just gonna run away, right? But everyone is so crammed together in a certain space. You kind of have to work together to make it.
Hold hands.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you know the concept of like ekiden, where like you have to run with all of your comrades together. It's like if you put ekiden inside the states, like get this thing off me, and everybody would run separately.
ということで責任のエリアが広いでした。次、神道仏教がある。
ああ、トイレの神様。
まあでもそうそう。これはね、僕の意見でみんなにちょっとどう思うみたいな話を聞きたいんだけど、神道とか仏教、日本のね、人が入ってるの結構多いと思うんだけど、僕らの考え方のベースになってる。まずどっちも清潔っていうのはすごい大切なことなの。
おー。
綺麗に保つっていうのは。例えば、神社とか入るときって、手洗うよ。
That's
口
true.
そう。
Yeah.
なくなる時の服とかもさ、真っ白。
Oh, that is true.
そう
Yeah.
でもアメリカとか、その、なくなった時の服、何着る？
Tux.
Suit, yeah.
そうだね。真っ黒なスーツ着たりするんだけど、綺麗にするっていうのは、まあどっちもすごい大切なことの考え方で、あと、神道で特に思うのが、八百万の神様、800万って書くんだけど、まあ簡単に言うと、すべてのものに対して神様がいるよっていう考え方なの。あ、そう、そのメロンパンにも神様いる。
美味しく食べてくる。
いただきます。
でも本当にそういう考え方があるから、その物は乱暴に使っちゃダメとかっていう考えがやっぱベースとしてある。
I have a question. It's probably an unrelated question, but do Japanese people have like a mind kamisama that helps you on like tests and things that you want to go well? Like, kamisama onegaishimasu. Like if you like do
Got
really
my
bad.
pen.
Right. Like everybody in Kaigai has like a mind Jesus that you know maybe they could be like they could believe in Jesus only in the times of peril and only in the times of need. But all the other times like you're atheist, like you don't believe in Jesus.
Yeah.
But in those moments of need, like, oh God, please, like, I hope I score it on this test. Jesus, I know you can hear me. Please let me pass this test. You guys do that?
日本にもいます。
学問の神様。
いや、っていうか、誰にかわかんないけど、神様お願いします。大きな力に、ライフストリームか何か。
The famous one is in Fukuoka.
Really? Wait, what?
For Denkyo.
Oh, because you do the shrine and then
そう
and
ね
then
いる
まあ一応神様はいるよね。菅原道真さんのね、神様がいるんだけど、まあそういうの関係なしにみんなお願いって言ったりするけどね。っていうことで宗教と関係があるんじゃないかでした。はい、ということで今日は海外が驚く日本が綺麗な理由についてみんなで話してみました。
I really want to expand the conversation to the audience because like we were able to touch up on why we think Japan is clean, but you know, I'm sure there's a lot of experts out there and their opinions will be, you know, taken into account and we can also like have a good conversation with the audience, right? Well, don't you think so, guys?
Yeah.
I want to know like the opinion of Japanese people who have lived abroad for some time, and it's like, do they still adhere to the same principles that they learned as kids, or did they just awasuru to like all of the people living in that community, right? So
They come back, they're like, screw this.
Yeah. It makes me very worried if I ever move back to the States, that what am I gonna do, and like if people are not going to clean up after themselves anymore.
You can inspire them. You be the first one.
Yeah,
And then I'm going to get taken advantage of.
you be the change that you want to see in the world, right?
Japanese boy clean it.
I'm not Japanese, guys! でもさ、正直、シンプルな意見聞いてみたいんだけど、どっちがいい？自分の負担はちょっと増えるわけだよ、自分の国よりはね。その代わり、まあ街が綺麗になる。どっちの方がみんなは個人的に好きなんかなと思う。
いやもちろん。
まあ綺麗な方が好き。
Of course. I'm less stressed out if like the whole area is clean. It's one less thing to worry about, right?
Yeah.
If my boss is like yelling at me all day, and then I go outside and the street is dirty, I'm gonna go like, oh God, now the street is dirty, and everything like piles up like a domino effect, and I'm just depressed at the end of my day.
Sometimes even if you have a bad day at work or something, when you just walk on a clean street, it just makes you feel it's kind of stress relieving.
Yeah, it's like coming back home to like a dirty room or like a dirty house, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
You look at everywhere, and it's like more work to do. Or, like I have to.
What
like,
happened to my life and stuff? Right?
Yeah.
Right, exactly, and you just don't feel like you have it all together, right? But then if you come back to a clean place of a place of serenity and like bliss, then you're less stressed throughout your life, right? And so I just feel like having a cleaner place, having cleaner air to breathe, and also having like a clean system to like navigate through just makes my life so much better in Japan.
みんなが一緒に協力し合えるんだったら日本の仕組みの方が好きだって感じなの。
Yes, I just wish that I could bring this culture to other places in the world because now I'm a spoiled brat. Because every time I go to a konbini and there's 7 registers, but they only open one, Hey! There's other...
関係ない話。他に僕らに話してほしいトピックがあればコメント欄までよろしくお願いします。
Please!
では次の動画でまたお会いしましょう。
バイバイ!
자,
なる。
登録
お願い
します